pretty inspiring when you walk in here at night and you see the amount of people that are here, because it's literally wall to wall. We know each other really well. We help each other outside of this gym, or if there's a kid who's having a hard time, or somebody who's having a hard time, somebody's got to move or whatever. We're always helping people out. This is not a commercial gym. This is a family of people who just somehow all came together, became very, very close. I can say that if there was somebody that needed help here, not only from the boxing program, but all our other programs, we have a lot of community people here, people that work out in the community that we can draw from. It's just really cool when you walk in here and everybody's so comfortable with each other. I didn't plan on doing this sort of thing. Walked into a Boys and Girls Club when I was probably 14 or 15, drunk, in a dance, got in a fight, and they didn't throw me out. They kept me there, and I ended up working there till, geez, almost 20 years. Started out sweeping the gym. They would give me a broom and give me $1 to sweep the gym. It wasn't about working there, it was about keeping me out of trouble. So I started out sweeping the floor and ended up as the program director, or the assistant program director when I left. And that's what we kind of try to do here too, as well as, you know, we try and help as much as we can. My family has a pretty rich history of fighting. One side is all martial arts based, which is on my mother's side, and then, you know, on my dad's side, I had a couple of uncles that were boxers. I've done everything, boxing, kickboxing. One of my coaches encouraged me to take a coaching course. And I had no, believe it or not, I had no interest in coaching at all. I just wanted to train, just wanted to get in the ring. Anyway, I took the course and I started, you know, it was just like a weekend course. And then I started helping out a little bit coaching, and I completely fell in love with it. Boxing's always been pretty much male dominated, but when I worked at the YMCA, they'd asked me to do a boxing program as a fitness program, so I put one together. And what I found is it was all women. Guys never stayed. It was all women. So I started doing a ladies program down at the St. John Club, and after a couple of months, it was packed. And, you know, I did that for a couple of years to the point where I really had, not only for competitive boxing as a boxing coach did I have a good following, but from the fitness standpoint, I had a ton of people, and I thought, you know what, I can do this on my own. So I found out about this place, and I come up and I looked at it and I said, yeah, this will do us. And we rented it, and had something, again, borrowed more money and had somebody come in and put the walls up and put the bathrooms in and that sort of thing. But the gym itself, the core of it is boxing. It'll always be boxing. Everything else is around all of that, but amateur boxing is my passion. That's what I want. And boxing's a sport you really got to dedicate yourself to go anywhere with it. And we're just finally starting to hit our stride. You know, we have girls that if they still had New Brunswick championships or Maritime championships, these girls would be that. And now we have 2 girls that are going to the national championships. Both have a very, very good chance of winning. But it's a sport boxing is a sport where you're going to learn hard work. You're going to learn discipline, commitment, and, you know, as far as the boxing club, we're hitting our stride now, and we only expect to be bigger.
I had heard really good things about this gym. I've kind of done all kinds of different sports growing up and whatnot, and never done anything like this before. And then I think just kind of seeing what everybody did here, and I thought, gee, this might be kind of fun to try.
When I first met Mel, Mel is an ER nurse, was an ER nurse. When she came here, she was fairly quiet, but always respectful and friendly. And she was here for quite a while and was doing really well, and started out not in the amateur boxing program, but in the ladies fitness program.
I think it was probably around 2009. I was a single mom of 2 kids. I had left an abusive relationship and was kind of struggling and on my own and looking for a place that I could kind of call home. And when I came in, I started making friends with some of the ladies that I was in the class with, and I knew that even if I was having a rough day at home or feeling bad about myself, that when I came here, I'd leave feeling better.
Got to the point where she said, you know, I want to take this to the next level. And I said, you know, if that's what you want to do, then there's a different skill set, I guess, when it comes to going from a ladies fitness program that teaches real boxing, but we don't do a whole lot on defense. So she had to transfer over a little bit to the amateur boxing program. And you know, Melvin's not afraid to work hard.
I still struggle with some depression and things like that. And I know that if I'm feeling really low, the last thing I want to do is come here. But I know that when I get to come here and either spar with somebody or hit the heavy bags, it releases some of that pent-up energy that's inside of me, whether it's just feeling really bad or whether I'm angry or frustrated, or to be able to just take it out on a bag, it feels really good.
Her son has been here, well, all her kids have been here since, you know, they were very, very young. Isaac started, he kind of dabbled in everything. The kid, he's a pretty amazing little boy. He's had 2 boxing matches now. His last one in Oromocto, he was amazing. He was nothing short of amazing. And he did things in that ring that I have been trying to teach adults for years.
It's something that we really look forward to doing together. As I've got 3 kids, so this is kind of like, it's like our thing, I guess, to be able to come here. It gives us a place to come and be able to kind of just be teammates almost. I guess it's a different feeling than the sort of mother-son relationship when we're here.
I started out with just a ladies class, just basic, you know, fitness, a few things on the pads, bag drills, etc. And then I seen a few moms actually in the ring. One of the other girls, Melanie and Emily Anderson. So I jumped in with them and went from there. It's very physically demanding. It's a constant, you gotta have a constant drive to continue. You always want to get better. And I'm the strongest I've ever been. I've played different sports. I play softball in the summer. It's not the same. It's very high cardio. So it's like when I did the ladies class, we did, you know, push-ups, burpees, bag drills. We hit the pads, but as soon as you step into the ring, it's a completely different, you know, level. It really pushes you.
She is a natural fighter. She's pretty strong-willed. She's a strong, very strong, independent woman. And you know, she said to me, I want to get into the competition part of things, and the same thing, and we got her to that point. And she started training, and she had 1 fight and she won, and she had another fight and she won, and she had another fight and she won, and now she's on 4 fights and she's undefeated. We're hoping, if the stars align, that Catherine will be going to nationals this year. Now, a lot of the girls that Catherine will be competing against probably have years of experience on her, but Catherine's a fighter, man. You can't count her out because she don't give in to anything, and if you put her in that ring when that referee says go, she don't hold nothing back, she don't quit, and she will go until her legs fall off. but now her daughter is competing as well. And I think the example that she's setting for her child is all the stuff that I talked about earlier. She's showing her child what you get when you work hard and you commit yourself, and dedication and all that sort of thing. And then, that child is learning so much from her mom right now, and she doesn't realize it, but it's going to pay off for her later in life.
She wants to compete, she wants to fight. So she's the one that's in the ring sparring instead of, playing around. And so it teaches them a lot of work ethic, and that's really important for kids. And myself included, I think boxing has molded me to be who I am today.
Now, when it comes to Billy and the girls, it is a really, really cool story. I mean, Billy's a great guy. He's got a heart of gold. He worships those kids. And when he brought them here, I don't think any of us had any idea how far this is going to go. Those girls are amazing, and it's to the point now that I know them so well, and they've been here, so often for so long that they're like my unofficial daughters, and they know that, if something happened and they couldn't get a hold of Billy, they call me and I will be right there. And Billy knows that as well, that, those kids can depend on me.
I was friends with this girl, and then she started just to not like me and pick on me a lot. But she didn't have a very good home life, so I didn't want to just stop being her friend altogether.
Now she sticks up for the kid that was bullying her. She's done that recently, so that kid was being bullied. Emily stood up for her.
But aside from boxing, these kids are starting to coach now at 12 and 14 years old, are helping the other kids, the same as all the other coaches do, like Catherine does, like Emily does. And I think it's cool because, again, here is a sport that's opening a door for two girls who, when the first time they come in here, Emily couldn't even look me in the eye. She stared at the floor. But now you take that girl 4 years later, and she's accomplished what she's accomplished, and she gets in there with adults. And it's funny because you see the teenage boys that will get in with her once in a while, and she's a 14-year-old girl, and they're boys with testosterone, so they think they're going to pound her around, and that just doesn't happen. The world is their oyster. These kids they can do anything they want with boxing. But I mean, they still have accomplished a lot for coming in the door because they were being picked on when they went to school. So that's a pretty cool story.
I know personally it's a safe place, and it's a place that I can come and know that I'm not going to be judged for anything that I've gone through or going through. And for a lot of people, it's a place where they can come and gain some confidence. Whether they've struggled with weight issues or just being bullied or things like that, they can come here and they can start to feel good about themselves. And I've seen people in the women's class that come in and they're so timid and they hardly will talk to anybody when they first get here, and then after a month or two they're laughing and joking with people, and just it's a really supportive place.
We deal with so many kids that it's important to set that example, to give back to your community, not just be self-centered or just stick to your one little thing. We try to use this place as much as we can to give back to the community because we've been here a long time. We're not rolling in dough, we're not rich, but I make a living in this community, so it's important to give back. And as I said earlier, if you can help with something and it doesn't cost you anything, why would you not?
It wouldn't be the same without all the volunteers, I guess, which makes it such, a family environment. We all just pitch in, we all help out, and I think that's why I love boxing so much, is the volunteers, everyone just pulls together and makes it happen.
When you work for a community organization, especially a nonprofit, it's just what you do. And if you work there and you don't do that sort of thing, you're in the wrong place, because that's what they're about. I mean, yeah, it's your job, but you can give a little too to help that organization to get ahead a little bit.
We'll take anybody, and if they can't afford to pay, then they can still come. It's that simple. Here we go. Yeah. So Tim's just like that. He doesn't. he doesn't look at money. He looks at the kid. You know, the kid wants to learn. They will teach him.